right, everyone. Welcome to another awesome year of FileMaker training. I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FMTrain.tv, where every day, Monday through Friday at this time slot, we are covering the FileMaker, Claris FileMaker platform. So the upcoming broadcast schedule, once again, this is for starting 2025. We have this schedule right here. You don't see how far it goes out, but let's talk about important details. First, we got Nick today and tomorrow. If I want to pivot forward to the upcoming live stream or starting the 21st, and then I'm going to kick it to Nick here momentarily. Nick, hang on. Starting on January 21, it's the 60 days of FileMaker training for basically for beginners through kind of intermediate is the idea. And we're going to start at the beginning and move our way all the way forward with that. So to attend the live stream is free. To attend it is free live. If you want the recordings, you have to have a subscription. So it's one of those deals where we're not going to make every day free for everyone. We need people who want the training to kick a couple bucks into one of our training bundles. If you want to check out the training bundles, you can see them here on the screen, which is really awesome. And you can see you have kind of a basic, you have a mid-level one, and then you have the complete one, which includes a full copy of FileMaker Pro for Mac or Windows. It's an annual subscription. And with that, I can let you take it over, Margaret.
Cool. Thank you very much. Hey Nick, how you doing? You hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, so how are you? So happy New Year to everybody. So I'm very happy to be back under the show, but I'm back for a few days and then I will be out for 2 months. So you'll be off. I'll be off for 2 months. But today we do an extension day of the conditional formatting, right? So conditional formatting, we can stay a lot of time there talking about conditional formatting because they apply to so many things, right? But I want to share with you some techniques of mine, right, where I avoid big issues with conditional formatting. So the first issue we encounter with this is that conditional formatting are unstored calculation. So when you have a conditional formatting in an object, right, it's like having a field on the layout that is unstored. It's unstored calc. That means it's permanently reprocessed. It's permanently evaluated, right? So the problem is this. We have the tendency of abusing of conditional formatting. Oh, we want the color for this, and we want the color for that, and we want to change this, and we want to change that. So you arrive at a point where you have a lot of things on your layouts, a lot of conditional formatting on your layout, and then when you land on the layouts, depending on what you have, you can have the spinning wheel for a lot of time, right? So conditional formatting is like having it's like having unstored calculation. Conditional formatting are unstored calculation. So it's like having on the layout unstored calculation fields. It's the same thing, right? And it can get worse because conditional formatting, you can have many calcs, right? So that means you can end up having a layout with full of conditional formatting because we love them, because we like them, because we want that to be red and this to be green and this to be blue, and so we want colors and we use and abuse them. I'm not doing that too much, right? To avoid that problem, I prefer to use hidden state, which all what I'm going to say now about conditional formatting applies to hidden state as well, right? So, because hidden state as well are unstored calculations. So when you have a conditional formatting, you can and you have a lot of conditional formatting, and you don't know how to handle them, and you do crazy stuff, right? You can arrive in the layout and have like spinning wheel, like for a long time, or you can have, if you do next record, you have spinning like this, right? And
Yeah.
the problem is hard to figure out. Is hard to figure out because most of the time the conditional formatting that is problematic is the one is hidden in the in a popover in a slide that so you can have problems. Okay, so when you use conditional formatting, you need to use smart technique and not having them destroying your performance. That applies to conditional formatting and that applies to hidden state as well. Okay, so let's start sharing screen. Okay, can you see my screen right now?
I can.
So first, the big problem we have, with conditional formatting is when it happened for something like dates, right? So let's say you want to do a conditional formatting on dates, right? Okay. So what you do, right? So you want to do a conditional formatting on dates, and you want this, to say, okay, if I want, for example, if it's yesterday, I want the field to be red and the color to be white. If it's yesterday, so what you do, you say self. Okay, you said something like this: get current date, right? -1, so self equal current date -1. So that means yesterday, right? If the current date is yesterday, right, then you have this, right? So let's do it, right? So I'm here and I'm going to look for yesterday and see if it works. Boom. Those are yesterday, right? Those dates. It works. So if I say show all and I show something that is not is not yesterday, so you do this, right? Right? So that yesterday up is not yesterday, it's not red. So it worked. But this is an unstored calc. So let's do now something else now, right? I want another conditional formatting, so I'm adding a calc, right? And the formula is self equal to date, right? So if it's today, I want orange, right? So let's see if I have some todays. So let's say I want, today, right? Perform fine. Those are todays. So today's, it put that like this. So if I look for, um, modify last fine for today, right? And I look for yesterday, so I want both of them, right? So I have today, yesterday. So that today, and if I go to yesterday, it will become red if I have some. Yeah, see, yesterday is red and now it's orange. So it changed, right? Right? So it changed yesterday, today, right? So, but I have another unstored calculation, right? I have another unstored calculation. So let's say now, let's continue. I want to add one, right? And I want to say self get current dates +1. I want tomorrow. And I want this to be green for tomorrow, right? So this is okay. So if I do modify last fine, I'm adding this and I say tomorrow, 7, right? So now I have tomorrow, tomorrow, right? So it's green, this is red, green, right? Green, red, orange. So it works. It works. But this is not the good way to handle this, right? So I'm using this time frame stuff, right? But it's not a good way because, okay, let's say you want to do something like this and it involved, you have involved a related dates, a related calculation, a related data, something like this, right? This will get dramatically slow, right? And if I have time, I'm going to show. So how you handle this? Everything that is date-based, whatever, okay, you don't handle this. First, we need to get rid of the get current date. So how we get rid of the get current date? And this technique is valid for many other things you need to do when you need the get current dates, correct? Because the get current date is not, it's an unstored thing. It's an always evaluated thing. Get current date, it's a function, right? So I can't, I have to calculate this, right? So how to handle this? Everything, I'm going to have many conditional formatting based on dates, right? So I'm going to start by building what I need to do in order to get many things out of this. And you will see, I won't get only the conditional formatting. I will get many things out of it. First, we need what I call a scheduled today date. So what is a scheduled today date? It's a date field you have in the table, right? And every day, you have on server a schedule script. That means I'm going to create a script here, right? That I'm going to name schedule. It's a schedule script, and update today date, right? So what this script do? It go to all the table where you want this to happen, right? Go to the layout, and then you say replace the fields, this field with the get current date, right? Now I have a question for you. How many times a day, a date changed? How many times, right? In a day, right? So the question is once a day, that change. The date will stay, the good one will be, the date will be the same for 24 hours. So I need to change this at midnight and 1 minute. I schedule a script on server at nighttime, can be 1 a.m. or can be 2 a.m., whatever. I have a schedule script on server that goes to all the table where I need to update that schedule today date, right? And I replace with the current date, right? All the records I'm going to fire and I'm going to replace all the record in this field, that this schedule today date, I'm going to replace with the current date. That date will be the same for 24 hours. It won't change. There's no way, even if you live in California, it's 24 hours, right? So, so this what happened. So now that I have this now that I can, so now I have the current date. The current date is there all the time. available to me. I have a field with the current date, with today current date. You know, with today date, I have it. I don't need to use the get current date function anymore because I have the field with the date. And it get updated every day at midnight and 1 minute. I get the new day. Correct? Well, so now that I have this, okay, what can I do? Okay, I'm doing what I call a time frame. So what time frame is, right? Well, it's a number. I'm going to show you why, right? And then time frame, right? And then I say, okay, case, right? It's a case scenario. And then I start to say, get this date, right? It's inferior. It's today scheduled date -1, okay? Or I can say the dates equal dates equal scheduled date -1. That means yesterday. Okay. Then I said dates equal this. That means today. And then I said dates, it's this plus 1, right? So if the date equal the today date -1, right? That means yesterday. If date equal scheduled date today, that means if date equal today, that means today. And if date equal scheduled date +1, that means tomorrow. That means that date will be tomorrow. Correct? So far, so good. It's very easy, right? It's very, very easy, right? So now I have this time frame, right? If I have this time frame, and I need to say what this does. See, this, sorry, I forgot something. If this equal this, then this is 1. If this equal this is 2. If this equal this is 3. So it returns, right? If date equals scheduled date, if yesterday I want this field to return 1. If the case says is today, I want 2. And if the date is tomorrow, I want 3. I'm not saying yesterday. I'm not saying this. I'm not typing text. I don't want text. Text is not good. And I'm going to show you why. And I'm going to show you all what I get out of this, how I can squeeze this. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, right? Yesterday, 1, 2, and 3. Very easy and easy to remember. Now, instead of having this conditional formatting based on this, right? Based on this, I'm going to have, right, this, my time frame, right? So this is yesterday, right? The red one. Time frame equal 1. So this is not a calc, right? The calc is there. So I'm no longer have a calc. Don't say get current date -1. This is already done. Just I need to know if this equal 1, right? This equal 2 and this equal 3. So now you understand why I don't want to type yesterday, today, tomorrow. I don't want. I want 1, 2, 3. That's enough for me. That's enough for me, right? So now, right, I have a new field named time frame, right? And this time frame fields will get updated every day with my scripts. Remember, I have a script, schedule scripts, and the script will run on all the records and replace with the current date. And doing so, that will update an auto entry calculation that is stored, indexed. Poof. It's 2, right? It's today. Yes, it's true. Time frame 2 is today. If I change the date of this and I put 5, this is yesterday. If I put 7, this is tomorrow. So this works. This time frame field, auto entry calculation, will be triggered, recalculated if I change this field or this field. Remember, this field will be changed every day at midnight and 1 minute. Midnight and 1 minute, all the records on this table will receive a new date here. That means this will be recalculated with the new date, right? So now I get a conditional formatting that is not going to destroy my performance, because there's no calc. This is no calc. There's no performance here, because the calc has been done. The calc has been done at midnight and 1 minute. This field has been recalculated for good for all day until we change tomorrow. We have a new date, correct? So now I have another benefits out of this. First, remember how I need to do to find yesterday, right? I want the record from yesterday. Oh, I need to go to the date, put today date, and put 5 here, right? Correct? To get the yesterday date, right? But now, if I update this, so I need to update this. So let's say I have my script updates date, okay? And I'm going to perform this on server, right? Going to put off. So I'm going to perform this on server. So the server will go there and replace this with, so that will update this. Look, so let's say we are midnight and 1 minute. The server do this, right? Boom. Updated, or now all the record here has the today date. So now, if I want the record from yesterday, I go there, I say time frame 1. They're all from yesterday. Now I want the today record, this today record. I put 2 in time frame. Now I put 3 in time frame. Now we can get another benefits, right? And this is the benefits. So let's say I want to sort from yesterday, today, and tomorrow, right? Well, I do this. I sort by this, 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, you say I can sort by date, will be the same thing. Yes, but no. You understand? So it is not always this, right? So we have another benefits out of this. So now we say yes, that's cool. You get the conditional formatting. That's very cool, right? We get this new way of of getting those things, right? But now I want to see the word tomorrow, right? Today, yesterday, I want to see their, I want to see the words. Well, that's why we have the time frame verbose to text, and then we say, well, you choose based on the time frame number, and you say, if it returns 0, you say, I don't know, it's unknown. Then you say, if it returns 1, oh, yeah, yesterday. And then you said 2, okay, you said that today. If it said 3, oh, that tomorrow. Right? So now we have the verbose stuff. Let's see how it looks. So let's update again my schedule dates. Bum. Today, right? I don't know why I said this today, tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
Correct?
Yes.
So what the choose function, before we go to the question. So what the choose function, right? Well, the choose says, I use a lot of this because you can go crazy with this. I think we have a webinar on the choose
I think so, yeah.
where at the time I was doing all the FileMaker function one by one. I think choose we have it. So choose mean, let's say I have one here, and then you say, okay, if it's one, you say hello, or you say one, you say 0. If it's 0, you say 0. If it's 1, you say 1. If it's 2, you say 2. Right? If it's 3, you said 3. Okay. So if here you have 0, right? 0, 1, 2. Oh, it's missing one. Okay. If this must be a number, right? So if this returns 0, it says 0, it picked this one. But if I say 3, it will pick this one. If I say 2, it picks this one. 1, 2, 3, 0. If we put 5, there's nothing because I don't have a 5. But if I put a 5 here, it won't do it because this is a fourth position. This is 4. This is the fourth position. If I want 5, I need to be in the fifth position. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Understand? This is powerful because I can turn a number into a verbose stuff. I can tell a number whatever I want to be using the choose. Okay, so let's go to the question. I bet you have some.
The comment is, I prefer to use the import on server instead of the replacement so it can avoid triggering timestamp modifications. Was a comment
Well,
earlier.
the same. Yeah, but the timestamp. So that means you won't update the timestamp?
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, you mean the modification timestamp?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the reason why the modification timestamp, we those things here, right? I tend not to use them anymore. Here we have a lot of old stuff, old behavior this has been a nightmare, I understand, because you modify, also you modify the account name, you modify all of those things. I understand. Yeah, understand. And you can use the import it's the same, right? But I tend not to use those anyway. Then I can do whatever I want. I put that in the calculation. But it's my way because the imports on server, it's hard, so that means you need to how you import a new date, how you import today date, and how many records you have, right? So it's so you export. Okay, so you export. You have a yeah, I know what you do. So you export today date from a table with the same amount of records, and then you re-import them in this table, and you don't check the perform auto entry, relookup, whatever. Yeah, but it's a little bit complicated to me. Anyway, okay, so this is not the topic of today, but it's a valid comment. Yeah, this is a problem. If you do this technique, you get this to be triggered. Okay. Well, other questions?
No, just people saying this is a cool technique, which it is.
Yeah, because now you're not only you get um not only you get or whatever conditional formatting for free. This conditional formatting will be without any performance issue. But you get also a way to find or a way to get relationship working with this, and you get the variables if you want, right? So let's go further now. Always with the dates, okay? I want the status, right? Same topic, same way. I have a status, a number, right? And now I have a let statement, and I say, okay, today year equal the year of today. And then I say, I want the year, the date year, which is the year of the date, right? So I have two statements in my let's calc. Okay. So I have 2 years now. I have the today's year and okay. So if I say, for example, I say it's a case, by the way, and I say the date year, that means, it's inferior of today year. That means it's not this year, right? It's the year in the past. I want this to return 1. If I say now the date year equal the today year, the same, I want 2. And the date year superior of today year, well, I want 3, correct? And that's finished my case, and that finished my let. Wow. So I have what I call a status, right? I have a status on this, right? So, and what will be my status? Well, right? What I want my status to say. I say, well, it's choose. And I say the status, if it's 0, I say unknown. Zero or empty, right? So that means we don't know. That's why I never use zero in my status calc. Zero is empty. That means something wrong. That means we don't know, right? If it's one, okay, it said is inactive, right? If it's two, is active. And if it's three, is prospect, right? Zero, I don't know. One is inactive. It is in the past. Active is, if it's today, if it's this year, active and prospect, right? Well, now I have my status, also based on my scheduled date. So the technique of updating that scheduled date in all records to get the today date, right, will also get me now my status, right? Boom, it's active. So now I want to find the inactive, or I want to find the prospect. Now I can also say, well, I want on my status, I want a conditional formatting, right? And I say the status equal 1. I want this to be red, that means inactive, right? I'm adding a new one. I said this 2, well, is green, and add another one. And I said 3, well, this is orange, for example. See how easy it is now. Instead of saying get current date, well, imagine that I have to say a year of current date, you understand? So that will be 3 times the unstored calculation, where now is not unstored, it's stored in an auto entry calculation, right? And the conditional formatting just say 1, 2, 3, which is nothing, right? So now I have my conditional formatting working, correct? Right? So if I found those, right? Or those, right? Right? So you can do the same for statuses, when sometimes we have crazy status, right? So instead of doing this, and big advantage as well are, if you want, so why I'm not using inactive, active in my calcs, right? Why I don't rely on text in my conditional formatting. I never, ever rely on text on conditional formatting. Never. Why? Look this. If I want to change the inactive word to, past, I want to change this to be now, I want to say past. I want to change all of this, I want to say this. I want to change all of this. So I change one calc, and let's say, right, you have 2, 3, 4, 5 conditional formatting, rely on this. Well, if I update my auto entry calculation, well, my conditional formatting is still working. Even though I changed to past, it's still working. It's still red on white. And if I set 2, it says current. if I said free, it said prospect, correct? And it still work. And I didn't have to go to every single conditional formatting and change this to be prospect. You know what I mean? That you would have to do if you rely on names and on words. I rely on numbers. So whatever, and I can even change the status. If I change the status and I say, and I change this, and I change the calc that return 1, 2, and 3. I change the calc, but it's still returning 1, 2, 3. So I can change this without changing the conditional formatting. I don't have to go there, right? So now, let's say I want to do something. I want a conditional formatting, right, to do something for me. So I want to know, right, two things. I want to combine two things, right? I want the conditional formatting to let me know about something, about if it is accepted, right? If it is accepted, and if it is current year, if I am in the current year, right? Which means the state is 2. I want to know that. I want this to be to be green, right? If this the accepted equal yes, and the status equal 2. Because yes, now that I have my status working with the number, I can rely on the number. 2 is the current year. 2 is yes. 2 return the year of today is the year of the date, right? But I want also to know if it's yes. I want both combined. But this conditional formatting will be, right, an unstored calculation. And we don't want that. This will slow down everything. Because imagine that you have a layout with plenty of stuff like this. And you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. You have a lot of things there, right? So this is an unstored calc. I don't want to be an unstored calc. Instead of doing this, I rely on the tag, right? And tag is current accepted. We have the tag that will tell me, so what a tag, right? Well, in the tag, I'm going to put that calc, the accepted equal yes, and the status equal to. This, right? This will get updated, will get 1 or 0. This is a Boolean answer. This is a Boolean answer. This will say this and this. It will say yes, it's true or false. This will return if this and this true, both, then it will return 1. Otherwise, it will return 0. And that's why a tag is always a number, because 1, 0, right? Okay. But wait a minute. How I'm going to update that auto entry calculation? Remember, I'm asking for status. I have status. The status field is going to be changed when I update this. So it's a cascading effect, right? So let's say I want a yes and a 2. So yeah, So let me remove this. And now this calculate the conditional formatting, instead of having the calc, I don't have the calc. The calc is calculated once a day at midnight and 1 minute. Now I rely on my tag, right? And you see what he say here? Calculation result must be Boolean, 1, 0. Non-zero value are true, 0 or an empty value are false. So if this return 1 is true, that's it. That's all what I need to put there, right? So it say green. It doesn't say green. Oh yeah, it doesn't say green. Why? Because I didn't update my tag. I need to update my tag. The tag is not there yet. Why? Because I need to launch that at midnight and 1 minute to get this, boom. And I say yes. So now I have free conditional formatting on my layout that doesn't have any, what's the name? Impact whatsoever on performance. So now we can say, right, we can have another tag. Okay, can have another tag. I say, okay, if there, I want another tag, if it's today accepted, for example, right? So we do the same thing. The tag is today accepted. So what is today accepted? Well, the time frame equal 2, which is today. Remember, 1 is yesterday, 2 is today, 3 is tomorrow, right? And I want the accepted and accepted here, and accepted equal yes, right? So I have another tag here, right? So you can have all the tag you want. Advantage of tags, because all of this, give you a lot of flexibility now. So now he said today accepted. So, right, I can have my time frame. I can put a conditional formatting here, and I want, if I have the tag today accepted, I want this to be green, right? What? Right? So I have no impact on performance. So you rely on tags, you rely on statuses, you rely on time frame, you rely on a field which is updated with an auto entry calculation by one field. In my case, so when, for example, when you have an age, for example, you want to calculate the age of somebody, right? You want to calculate the age of somebody based on their birthday, right? Well, you use the same thing. You have the today date, the birthday, and you can say, yeah, if the day and month of the birthday equal day and month of the current date, boom, you change the age, right? You understand? So you can have many, many things like this. I have a golden nugget there. Now, why relying on tags and why relying on time frame? Why rely on numbers? Why? Why? So now, let's say I want to create a new field. I I call link permanent. It's a number. And what happened? Oh, there's a blank link. What? And it's a global field. Correct? So now I'm going to use a relationship and I'm going to say, okay, I want all the records that are current accepted, right? I'm creating a relationship like this, right? And here I have a poll. And I can have first, last, company. All of those records. Oh yeah, I need to put one here. Of course, I need to fill up this field with one, right? Because here I have one or zero. Some are one, some are zero. Right? So this is all the records that are current accepted with a relationship, right? So you will say, okay, why do I need to see the no? You can put that on the side, right? And you can say, can I have a button? Show. And you say, go to the records using that relationship. Current layouts show only the related records. So what does button do? Well, I have my 1,000 record. Show me all the current accepted record, on this one of 103, right? They are current accepted. That means this is yes, and this is current. I can do the same for the total accepted, for the today accepted. Well, this is current accepted, but I can do for the today accepted, which is a different calculation. Remember, based on the time frame, I do the same. I use my link permanent with the tag today accepted. So now I have two buttons here. So you can do, your own little filters without using a freaking perform find. We say perform find, accepted yes, and time frame today. No, you have one tab, you are one tag, and you can have 35, 103. You have button, boom, 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 boom. And I have I don't even have a script, right? It's a button. You understand? So this technique of moving everything to a field with an auto entry calculation, that everything that is date related, everything that you have something related to a date, where the today date has something to do with it. This is a technique you need to use. So now you can use that technique of tags and that technique of what all what I've just did using the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, instead of using names, words, right? You can use that for many, many other things. So of course, I cannot come with all the possibilities. I came with an example which talk to everybody, day to day, current, tomorrow, yesterday, past, current, that is talking, right? So I what's the name? Make sure that, you understand about this. But for the conditional form, so of course it works as well, right? For these guys, this guy, the hide object, that works as well, right? So the same thing. But now we have a conditional formatting. I don't even care about the conditional formatting. The conditional formatting won't give me any, it won't prevent me to get any, it won't impact the performance. Never. Because it's straight to 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. There's no calc. And the calc is done by once a day at midnight when you change the date. And you saw how if you're smart, you can get all those auto entry calculations just by changing this, right? Because it's a cascading effect, right? This tag here, I'm using other auto entry calculations. So if I'm using another auto entry calculation, right? And I could do, and for example, just before we go, let's say I want to improve this. I want to make this even better in terms of optimization. Let's say I want to optimize this, right? I want to optimize this. Well, I'm going to create a tag that say accepted. That's a new tag. And what this tag is doing this, right? So this tag here now is accepted. Instead of asking this one time and another, I have two calcs asking the same calculation. Let's say you have something like this. You have the same thing coming in over and over. You say accepted, yes. One you replace by the tag that did that already. And then you can go again here and call again this one here and say, yeah. So now you don't calculate that twice. You calculate that once in a tag and then you rely on the tag, correct? So of course, now I need to update the tag, right? So let's update the tag. So now I have a new tag here, right? The tag accepted, right? It's not there because I need to change. I need to make sure that this is updated, right? So I can do, I have another script, right? Or I can use the same and, let's reuse the same. And I don't replace this field. I replace the accepted by itself. We call that the tickling technique. I already showed that. We call that the tickling technique. You replace a field by itself. That will re-trigger all the auto entry calculations that rely on that, right? So now I have all of them. Accepted, no, it's not accepted, right? So now, yeah, you can do, right? With the tag accepted. So now we have this relationship and I can have another filter that says total accepted. So now I want to see with accepted 4.9 I have accepted, right? Correct? So now you will say, yeah, but how I want to know the not accepted. Okay, well, you can do this. There's different way to do that, but the yeah. Huh. Why? It should have okay. Not some I have a space here. That's why I was saying something because I can do that. Okay, so I do tag accepted, but I said not. I don't want the one that has one here. I want the one that doesn't have one. So I reverse it with a relationship. So now I have accepted. I will do so the next webinar will be all about things like this, about relationship, right? So now I have accepted, not accepted, accepted, not accepted. And now, right, if I can do here, I can do my conditional formatting and say, okay, tab, current date accepted. But if I want to reverse this and say the tag here, I say not the tag, and then I want it red. Because now I can do this always, or I can do this in the conditional formatting and say, okay, if the tag accepted, that means it says one, but if it's not one, then it's red. With the same tag, you can reverse it with the not. Now, no, it said red. But if I said yes, it said is green. So see, okay, so I'm using a simple example here. I didn't want to involve too much relationship and stuff like that. I want it to be, but it could be this calc here, right? Those calc could have been much more complicated. Go to a related table, you know, and that would have made everything slow in your layout, right? So now we're using this technique. What's the name? The conditional will never have a problem on performance. You can have thousands of them in your layout. You will never have a problem. Not only you have no problem with the conditional. You can rename like I did here on current, and you can rename stuff without breaking it, right? You can have plenty of goodness out of it, sorting, finding, using relationship, getting a list, right? Getting a list of things, right? So you can go far with this, right? So if we don't have any question, I can.
We do have a question, which I will ask, and then I'll let you
Yeah.
finish.
We
could you use this to sort records, i.e., use the relationship to sort records, and then
Of
the tag
course, I'm
stuff
doing
just
that all the.
redraw things?
Yeah, I'm using that all the time. I'm using my numbers. Let's say I want to sort. Oh, see, I forgot about this. So thank you for reminding me. Here, right? I have my status. My status says current. It said past, current, prospect. That's the order, correct? That's the order. But if I said this, if I sort like this, well, I have current first, then I have past, and then I have prospect. I don't want that. I want past, current, prospect, which is the normal, Well, just I need to sort by this. Past, current prospect, because I rely on my number. I don't care about past. It could be past, it could be inactive, could be whatever, right? You understand? So you sort on number, you sort on this. So whatever this says, I don't care, because here I'm sorting, and I don't want to talk about this freaking technique we had before, which you do a value list, right? And you put status here, right? You know where I'm going. And you say past, current, and prospect, right? And then you can say, yeah, I know the smart people. You can do this. So let's say you said you want to sort like this, and you sort, right, by this, right? And then you will sort the right way, past, current, prospect, because you will sort. I don't know if you knew about this. He sort based on what I said here, past, current, prospect. First, this is freaking effing, f dot 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 ing, slow. It's slow. And if you change the name here, like I did, you need to go over there and change the name there too, which means you're going to build bugs, right? Here you say no, you saw this and boom, and it worked for all the, for the time frame as well, right? So, if, for this time frame, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, right? So that's why using number and you sort by 1, 2, 3. You don't sort by yesterday, today, tomorrow. And in that case, what I did was to sort using a value list. This is even worse, right? In terms of performance. But here I have 1,000 records. If you have 10 million, forget about it. Correct? So if we don't have any question, we can.
Nope, just the last comment, which is this is the kind of stuff that has me scratching my head and not figuring it out until you show us a technique like this. It's simple but not obvious. Nice one.
Okay, so yeah, I like when I come with something simple and but now you know that you can adapt this technique for many, many things, right? So for many, many things. If I have 2 minutes, do I have 2 minutes, Marge? Okay, okay. So let's do something that will make slow. Okay, I want to make something slow. Okay. I want let's go. Let's say I'm going. I don't know. Here, I have a conditional formatting that is, and I'm not even sure if this will be slow, but count on a related table. The count of this superior of 50. And I want this to be red. If it's superior of 50. Okay. So I have here. So the counts of the of records that relate to that relationship, it's more than 50. So that's why but I have an unstored calculation involving a count on a related table. Correct? And that's slow. So instead, you do a tag. Right? You do a tag like this, and you put this here. Right? And then you rely on the tag, right? To get your stuff. And then that what's the name? And that conditional won't be a problem anymore. But that would be, I'm going to delete that, but I wanted to show you that you can use also related records, right? You can do stuff like this. You can count and stuff like this, right? Okay, so.
No, this was awesome. Thank you very much, Nick. I will let you go. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you have a lovely new year, and I look forward to seeing you for the rest of it. Bye.
Bye-bye.
No.